What's up? You back in the day with your boys on there, and today I have some gameplay for you guys finally. And I haven't really been playing that much lately. Kind of took like a mini break, I guess. I had family reunion. A lot of family came in town this past weekend, so I just couldn't really get vids, and I wasn't playing for gameplays and things. But the summer grind is back initiated. Hopefully, I can get more consistent. But in recent news, something critical I have to talk to you guys about. Oh my god. Is competitive switching to PS4 or not? Like, what what is the deal here? But I'm pretty sure, like 90% sure that it is. It was already announced that Sony and Black Ops 3 will be partnered with or Black Ops 3 is going to be the first Call of Duty to start the trend for it to be partnered exclusively with PlayStation 4. And this exclusivity is just basically DLC and things, but it also can mean other stuff. Because they're already saying the beta is coming early too, and it's a very good chance that COD champs and stuff and everything that these competitive players play for is going to basically be on PS4 because Xbox was the one who supported it first, and they had the exclusivity contract. Hopefully, this is not the case, and Xbox either like bought it out or we're just not having no COD champs anymore. Because to be quite honest, I think that competitive's gonna die if we end up switching to the freaking PS4. And the pros just have to look at it on like a community scale. And reason why some of the players are mad is because it's like if the community can't follow the competitive trend, like they're not on the same console and things, that means that they're not going to pay attention as much when it comes down to competitive. I'm pretty sure. Like, if it switches to PS4 and stuff, it's like no point of even trying to go to like. That's gonna minus out teams out of LAN events and everything, because it's gonna be people who've been practicing on Xbox. And they gotta think the holidays and stuff just hit, and some of these, a lot of people just got their consoles, and now they're gonna have to sell them to end up getting a PS4. So it's really gonna be tough on these kids trying to get into competitive again. So it's probably not gonna put up as many numbers. Everybody was like competitive was dying when they switched to Xbox One, but the numbers are starting to grow again because it's like the more of the community is getting on the trend, they're finally switching, and they're able to actually play with like the like status quo, I guess you could say. And I just think it makes it tough in that it's gonna make it to where the community is slowly gonna die. I really do think that it's gonna die now with this switching because it's just like we got screwed over two bad Call of Duties in a row. Freaking now we had to switch consoles after we just bought consoles basically this year for this game, and we thought like everybody's preparing, gearing up to get the stuff. And like Apathy said, he can't understand why some people can be mad because then you have to go back out and you have to go get all this stuff again, and it's not that tough on the pro players. That's what they don't get. But they're gonna kill the fan base because it's not gonna be supported. Like, it ain't going to be as many LAN teams and things. Everything is gonna have to switch. People were already talking about how when Black Ops 1 was on PS or PlayStation, online it was a lot quieter, and that's just a result of there not being enough players that wanted to just switch. And Apathy had to go through the switch, he said, and to let it be known that they had to go through a switch just to play is kind of on the basis of like, yeah, it made it tougher on some of the people because Apathy actually went through this before. He noted in his video and things. A lot of the big scale teams like Optic and them, they don't mind the switching. They're ready to switch. And this kid just killed me with my gun. Oh my god! But they're ready for the switching stuff, so they're actually like praising it, which is kind of crazy to me. Like I don't think they understand what exactly this could do to the community. It could be, but the only thing is like this is not a for sure thing where it could be a 50-50 skill. It could go to PlayStation and Sony support us better, and it just grow. But then at the same time, you have to look on it like on a more realistic scale. Like, how many of these kids are gonna be able to go back out and go buy consoles? And they always say like Optic Gaming and stuff is they got like the fanboys and things where they're like 13-year-olds and stuff like that. All these little kids aren't going to be able to switch consoles just as easy as an adult is going to be. And like to me, it doesn't really matter what console we play on. I might switch, I might not. I really don't care right now. Quite frankly, I just think it was to stay on Xbox. the controllers are better, and I think that it's better that like we stay here and don't leave for money, because it's shown that every time we leave for money, just like MLG TV, everything. Pros said that they wasn't getting paid enough on Twitch and stuff. Left for money, and then what happened? The scene slowly is diminishing. And if they leave for money for PlayStation, it's really gonna make it tough for this community to survive, because it's gonna be just like a freaking haymaker to the freaking community's pockets, having to switch consoles and things. And some people think that I'm like over exaggerating it, but I mean, like, you just gotta look at it on a more relevant scale. Like, these kids and stuff are like 13, 14, 15. These are when I was like, that's like when I was like a younger age too, and I first started playing with the consoles and things. And like, for these being y'all first cards and y'all having to switch back and forth and things, it's gonna be just tough. It's gonna be so hard for the competitive like skill to actually grow now, especially switching back and forth. Like, you just never know with these exclusivity deals and everything. But I mean, in all, I feel like, yeah, it's kind of better because the console might be better, and a lot of the pros and stuff are just like, yeah, the console is better because of specs and stuff. But what do we really know about like specs and stuff wise, and if it really is better and whatnot? So it's like, it's a scary uh trade, you know. Like, I really don't want the community to go away or something. And I know, like, people will be like, it's not just gonna die and this and that. And like, I hope, but like, on a wider scale, if the community cannot connect with it, if it's not joined together, and we actually have the support in between like each other and stuff, and all these kids that are into competitive, they didn't know and they just snuck this one in on us. It just makes it tough on us. Like, we don't know things. If pros knew, they should have released it earlier or something. Because a lot of people was just like, when they found out, they were just like ready. And I actually figured out like a while back, like, that the exclusivity was gonna go, and I was predicting this. I just kept on predicting this, and like, all my friends is like, you were crazy, dude. You really think it's gonna switch to PlayStation? And now that it happened, it's like all these kids that I know play competitive like day in and day out, and all they want to do is be a pro, and they are putting together teams and practicing day in and day out and grinding, trying to get their names and stuff. And like most pro players say, you have to grind this game a lot, and you have to work for it. And all these kids have been working for it and stuff. Like, they actually complaining about it. Like, I can see the reason why, and they say that it's just like you're an Xbox fanboy or something if you're complaining about it. And it's not really even like that, because I started off on PlayStation and I loved it, and I was cool as a kid on PlayStation. But it was just like, ah, they're just like the switching and stuff is like, it's so risky to competitive skill. I have nothing against PlayStation. Maybe it is a better console and things, and that could be better for the community. It would have been much better if they would have did it as a thing where when the console first came out, the exclusivity deal went through and things, and we would have knew. But I'm pretty sure it's like confirmed, because the last thing I want to note, it'll be before I end off this video, and I'm sorry that I start off another game just to continue it, but supposedly MLG Sundance freaking like tweeted out something a while back, like ago, about buying like 300 PlayStation consoles, and he was like, it's not for now, but it'll be for later. So that confirmed by kind of Keemstar and them, and them bringing up older tweets and things kind of points to it to me, saying that they've been ready for this switch and they've been waiting on it, which is not something just so totally bad, but they just have to pay attention to what it might do to the community. Like, they always talk about the community not growing and things, and it's just like, it can't grow if we don't have a stable environment to just grow, and that's with like any plant or anything. And I'm just kind of using a comparison because it's like, you need a stable level of grounds for something to be able to grow. You can't just constantly changing stuff. Of adapting adversity and things like that, it's good. That's good. It makes you stronger. But it's like right now, with everything getting so big on PC and things and other things, you have to just kind of pay attention to the little trends. Counter-Strike has been played for years. I played Counter-Strike back when I was younger and didn't even know until like my uncle had brought it back up. And he was like, "You always love shooting games." And I started playing Call of Duty heavily, and it was like my uncle made the comparison. He was like, "Yeah, you remember when I used to take you to go play Counter-Strike?" And this wasn't CS:GO or anything, but this is just when I was a little kid. I remember going to like these little LANs things where it was just heck of computer setup, and you could play Counter Strike on the computer for a long time. And he had the games downloaded at home and things, but you can go there and you can just play around. And I thought it was the most interesting thing. So it's like, you know, these things are like crucial. That's been around for heck of years, and look how big Counter Strike is now. You have to keep some stable environment for the scene to grow. Just to me, but whatever's gonna happen, we don't have no choice in. Just like Scumpy said yesterday, noted on Twitter, he was like, when everybody figure out that we have no choice in what console we play on, they'll be much happier. But it kind of depresses you if they can control the competitive scene just like this much. They're already adding the DLC and things, and they just taking competitors so far from its roots. So it's like, how much adversity do the pro players want to go through before they ruin our thing? Like, this is our thing. It started out as us. Remember, we're the 3%. But like, favorite, and subscribe if you enjoyed this vid. I just kind of had to vent and get that off my mind and things. I just like feel for the community and things like that. And I mean, I just had to get that out there. It's just something just been on my mind for a while, and I've been wanting to get this video up, and it's been a couple of days, and so many people already confirming it. But it's whatever. Whatever happens in competitive, I'm still gonna support it. I just think it's a bad decision in general. But like, favorite,